Hello, 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 and welcome. Joining me today. Come on in the room. Join me on today's live show. I am going to be talking about a little bit of spring cleaning. We are in spring. Oh my gosh, the first day of spring here was 34 degrees. I was like, come on now. Was somebody not paying attention? Was the groundhog, did he come out too early and not well enough? Was he not recognizing the signs or something? Because it was cold for the first day of spring here in Charlotte, North Carolina. Well, when you think of spring cleaning, you probably think of the time of year where you go all out cleaning up your house. You know, the time you move the fridge and sweep out all of the nooks and crevices. What if you took that same idea, but instead of cleaning your physical surroundings, you tidied up your business and your life? If you don't quite understand what that means, we are going to go through some examples that can get you started. All right. I hope that you have your pen, your paper, your pencil, your digital device to record some notes because we have not only some tips and strategies, but also some actionable steps for you to take that we're going to share with you at the end of our segment today. So, if you don't already know, I am Rashida Green. I am the founder and CEO of Get Right Coaching, the host of this Mompreneur HQ community, and the creator of the Digimompreneur Academy, where I help moms who want, desire, are serious about gaining time, money, and location freedom to start, grow, and scale online businesses so that they can build the life of their dreams without neglecting themselves or their families in the process. And I do that through coaching, content, community, and now, of course, our Digimompreneur Academy. And if that is something that you are interested in doing, starting an online business, definitely reach out. We have opportunities for you to do that. All right, today's topic is spring clean your business and life, tips and tricks for a fresh start. So let's get a fresh start going right now as we prepare for these tips and strategies to help us to not only spring clean our home, but to also spring clean our business and life. And the first thing I want to share with you today is to take stock. Literally, to just before you start to spring clean your life, it's essential to assess your current situation thoroughly. Have you established any objectives for yourself? Any goals? If so, how are you progressing towards achieving them? Are there any aspects of your life that require modification? By taking stock of your present circumstances, you can channel your efforts towards the areas that require your attention. How do you do that? Literally thinking about the things that you said you wanted to do and and actually documenting whether you were able to complete them, whether they're in progress, or whether they just did not happen. And that goes for business, personal and business. So think about that. Take stock and take inventory, so to speak, of your life and where you are versus where you want to be. Another suggestion would be to clean up your relationships. Do you have any toxic relationships? Maybe it is time to part ways with these people. You know the people I'm talking about. If these people are in your life and they don't cheer you up or cheer you on, they don't lift you up or build you up, they don't encourage you, they don't support you, they kind of just around. Why are they there in your life? Why are you giving them that space? Why are they holding space in your life if they really are just not, right? They're not supporting, they're not loving, they're not generous, they're not encouraging. They're just there. And sometimes I've done it feels like almost an obligation, an obligatory relationship, either because you've been friends for so long or your acquaintances for so long, or they're friends of the family for so long, or a friend of or acquaintance of your spouse. And so you kind of feel like you have to let them hold space. But truthfully, no, you can cut them off. You can love from a distance. Okay. All right. Next, we want to say we want to tidy up our habits. Tidy up your habits. It might be time to clean up those bad habits that you have. You know, the ones like maybe biting your nails or not filing your papers right away, always waiting to the last minute to do something. Bad habits, they add up over time and they cost you in the long run. So if you feel like you already do a good job of that, then focus on building some new positive habits. So if you don't have anything to get rid of, then think about something that you can add that's going to be a positive addition. Next, we have clear your mind. Of course, with cleaning and clutter, you want to clear your mind. We all have a lot of things in our heads just floating there, idea after idea. I tell you about that all the time. I'm an idea generator. I'm always thinking of something. You say one word, and my mind automatically goes to some idea of something that I want to do. And as I probably mentioned here before too, is that just because I'm idea generator doesn't mean that all of the ideas are for me. So I love to be able to share ideas with other people who could take the ball and really just run with it because I can't do all the things that I really have in my head. And when I tell you all the things, I'm a multi-passionate, I'm an idea generator. There, I have a notebook with ideas, and some people would say that they're quite seemingly unrelated. Literally, it could be from owning a toilet paper company all the way to a magazine company to owning $5 million in real estate assets. That's not too far off. Just the ideas go so far in between that it's just like all over the place, it might seem. But what I've learned with that practice, and this is something that you can add to that previous statement about creating more positive habits, journaling, being able to get that stuff out of my head so that there's room for the stuff I need to do. So I actually write those things down. Like I said, I have several notebooks where I just write all the ideas down, get them out of my head. And if it appeals to someone else, I mean, I've done that before. I mentioned different ideas that I've had to just pass it along to friends who are in the business who might be able to use it for themselves, just things like that. But the point I was making, if you are jotting down these notes, is to clear your mind. Maybe you should take some time to clean things up a bit. Developing a daily meditation practice could help. Like I mentioned, journaling is a great way to clear your mind, and getting those thoughts spinning around in your head onto paper can really make a world of difference because a cluttered piece of paper is a lot better to deal with than a cluttered mind. So if you can get those thoughts onto paper or out of your mind, even if you use digital devices, that is awesome. Another thing that you want to consider doing is unplugging. Technology is great. We live in a technologically advanced society, and sometimes we just need to unplug and live, in the moment. Don't be afraid to prune off some of that social media that you're doing on a day-to-day basis, checking your social media accounts all the time. You want to create a social media plan that works for you and not against you. You want to aim to spend less time on your devices and more time just taking in the world around you. It's easy as an entrepreneur, especially as a mom entrepreneur, to get caught up in all of the things because we have, from the very beginning of the morning, if we don't get our time in, we don't have time, right? So you're doing this, you're either going to work, you're doing your business, got daycare drop offs, you got lunch making, meal prep, you got events that you're in charge of, extracurricular activities, the children and their after school programs. Then you back at this dinner thing again. Then you're getting everybody ready for bed. Do I need to keep going? Because I think you get it, right? Unplug. Be present in the moment. There are times where it is necessary that if there's a conflicting schedule between a business opportunity or business responsibility and your child's after school program, that you might actually be working on your phone while they're playing their sport, right? But there are times that can't be every time. You need to unplug, adjust your schedule as needed so that you can be present in the moment, whether that is with your child or actually in the present in the moment with your business. We can also get so distracted that instead of looking for inspiration on social media, we wind up getting caught up in social media for like an hour or two extra because we just went down a rabbit hole of social media. So let's think about unplugging and being able to be present in the moment. These are, remember, these are tips to help us to get a refreshing for this spring, not only in our homes, but in our minds and our lives and our business. All right. Speaking of a refresh, refresh your fitness routine. Has your fitness routine got boring or stale? Do I sound like a commercial? Okay. Do you even have a fitness routine? That's the question of the day, right? I used to go walking all of the time, at least 5 days a week. The gym shut down, and that was kind of like my excuse not to go. But my husband has alerted me that it's now open again, and I have not made any. No, no, I've made no plans to go to the gym. But that is something that helps us to release some of the angst and the anxiety in our bodies, to give us, again, to refresh ourselves and our minds. Just really is not just a distraction from work. It's something that helps your body physically and your mind mentally to just be refreshed and ready to go. Spring cleaning is all about out with the old and in with the new. So, how about you find a new exercise, a sport, or activity that gets you excited and try to fit it into your schedule, into your daily routine, so that you have something new there that's going to keep your attention and also be something to help you be healthy. And as we continue the conversation about being healthy, how about sort your diet? A great way to tidy up your life is to clean up your diet just a little bit. Well, it could be a lot if you have a lot of different items in there that you shouldn't be doing or eating on a daily basis. But think about adding more natural whole foods and cut down on your guilty pleasures. Me, it's Haagen-Dazs. I really do enjoy the chocolate almond ice cream bar, vanilla ice cream bar. It's very addictive. And when I'm not eating the ice cream bar, I'm eating Chunky Monkey. That's another one that I love. That's banana ice cream, walnuts, and chocolate chunks. Go try it. Never mind. Don't try it, because this portion of the conversation is about sorting your diet, getting out of those bad habits, and not indulging in so many of your guilty pleasures. I was just sharing one of mine. It is not an advertisement for you to go and get the ice cream because I like the ice cream. Don't do that. I want you to find a healthy way of eating that you can sustain. Don't follow what I just said. Organize your workspace. Now, this actually is just like spring cleaning, real spring cleaning. Organizing your workspace is a great way to boost your productivity and get more excited about working in general. Because if you go to a desk full of paper and piles and things just all over the place, and you can't find your pencils and pens, you can't find a notebook you were looking for, and the sticky that you wrote on yesterday is amongst a pile of stickies. Where's my pile of stickies? Because I think I have a pile that I shouldn't even share with you, but I'm going to share with you. This is my pile of stickies, just piles of stickies. This is piles. See, I have multiple colors. Yep, I have multiple colors, piles of stickies. Yep, but that's my pile. And so when I do clean up my workspace, I still bring back the pile of stickies because I feel like I need those for something. So again, do as I say, not as I do. This is my little one thing. I mean, even when the desk is clear, I still have my piles of stickies. And I'm going to go through them. Now that we've had this episode and I'm feeling convicted about sharing that information with you, I am going to go and make sure that I clear up my piles before our next episode of Mom Live. That is my commitment to you, as if you cared. Anyway, so I was just suggesting that you organize your workspace. Yes, it is actually spring cleaning. Yes, it's actual work outside of your person, but it really does help mentally to walk up to a clean desk ready to work versus a desk that is cluttered with a whole bunch of stuff that stresses you out as soon as you look at it, because you think, oh my gosh, I got to do this, I got to do that, I got to clean this, I got to move that. It's always just better to get that cleared away. Reorganizing is less about cleaning and more about making sure every item is in its place, and every space has a purpose. If there is a cup holder or a pencil holder, that you have on your desk and it holds no pencils. It may need to go. That's something that is there maybe for decorative purposes. And if that's the case, then you don't need it. But if you drop 2 or 3 pencils in it, now it's actually getting purpose out of it. So you want to organize your workspace so that you have a fresh start to your day. Next, we want to rearrange your goals. For the vast majority of people, some of their goals work out and some don't, right? And that's just life. This is why it's important to adjust your goals once in a while. You don't want to have a 15-year goal. I take that back. You can't have a life goal that's 15 years down the line, thinking more so about, for example, retirement, or after your child turns 16 or 18, 15 years later, they're now 18 years old, and you have a plan for when you are an empty nester. So maybe that's not what I meant, because you can have a 15-year goal, but I want you to think about 1, 3, 5, 10, something that's a lot less long term, and figure out what is working for you now, and then also what's not. What's important right now, and then what's not. And then I want you to double down on that. Actually go dive deep into those goals that you set and making sure that you're able to get them done. And if they don't, so if they no longer work for you, then I want you to go and figure out why. Why don't they work? And if the answer to why is something like, because that no longer serves me, because I don't need that part of the process and I don't need that anymore, or because I had a job change, career change, or because I have a life change, like a child or marriage. These are things that changes the way we think about our goals. So you want to make it a regular practice to check in on your personal and your business goals and make adjustments accordingly. Next, we want to sweep away the non essentials. Now, if you are writing down these points that I'm making, you will notice the cleverness I tried to get by creating names of of each section that related to cleaning, because that's the theme, spring cleaning. I really tried hard to make sure that you see that. So if you're writing them down and you notice, go ahead and drop it in the comments that you noticed. Say, I noticed. And so that I know that you noticed that I had this special naming process that I was going through, trying to make sure everything sounded like it was a spring cleaning, even though we're talking not about our household cleaning, but about our life and business. Okay, so sweep away the the non-essentials. And when you look over your schedule, and you identify activities or commitments that, again, no longer serve you or your business goals, I want you to sweep it away, wipe it off, erase it, consider delegating it or outsourcing it. Either way, if you delegate or outsource tasks that are not essential for you to handle personally, then go right ahead and do that. Delegate, outsource. If it no longer serves you, delete. Okay. The next thing I want to tell you about is dusting off your finances. Dusting. You see that? I want you to review your business expenses and look for ways to reduce costs or optimize your spending. Consider working with a financial advisor or accountant to help you create a budget and track your cash flow. Now, I just want to let you know, in the community, the month of April is about finances, not because, April 15th is the deadline for your taxes, but maybe because April 15th is the deadline for your taxes. So it might be a last ditch effort to talk about finances in April. But I really think that we should do that, because even if you have already done your taxes or you did not do your taxes, you still have to get your finances in order. And so why not April, after the deadline for taxes, if you have quarterly payments you need to make, that, if you're still spending money, which most businesses will still be spending money in April, you need to grab a hold of your finances. So I want you to dust off your finances by reviewing your business expenses and looking for ways to reduce costs. I want you to also consider talking with an accountant or someone to help you with your budget. All right. Next, do a self-care makeover. Makeover All right. As busy mompreneurs, it's important to take care of your physical, mental, and emotional health. We need to set aside time each and every day for activities that help you to relax and recharge. Again, meditation, journaling, reading, yoga, spa. I said every day. Spas can't be everyday activity, but think of those things that will calm you down. Sitting at your special chair, watching TV even, sitting at the coffee table drinking coffee, resting, in a lounge chair. These are things that are relaxing, that get your mind to a relaxed state to help you to take care of yourself, both mentally, physically, and even spiritually. So consider those things to help you to do a self-care makeover. Next, we want to recalibrate your boundaries. As moms, there's this saying you can't even go to the bathroom. The bathroom is not even a secret place or sacred place, or you have to go to the bathroom in order to get away from all the stuff that's happening. And my good friend has an IG page, Moms Not Martyrs, because she just chose to do something different when she was raising her child. Not only did she have a male child, which made it a little easier to just separate those lines, but she was like, no, no, need me time. And yes, you are my child and I'm responsible for you, but I need me time. And we need to establish that moms need me time as children are young, so they understand that they can just take over mommy's schedule, that mommy does need a break every now and again. So it can be very challenging. It's hard sometimes just to find that balance for ourselves, for personal or professional lives, but we'd have to establish clear boundaries with family members and clients alike to ensure that you have time and space to focus on both, right? You have this life that you're living, and YOLO, you only live once. So you can't spend it the majority of life in dread and in despair. You have to be able to look at how you want your life to be in the future and map it out, get those steps going. And speaking of steps, I mentioned that I had for you for today's spring clean your business and life. We also have some actionable steps that you can take. So if you have been tracking along with me and you've jotted down the notes, I now have some actionable steps that I would like you to take care of, to do, or to take after our show today. I want you to, number one, reflect on your past. Reflect on this past year of your life. Look at this past year in your business. Make a list of things that worked and another list of things that didn't. This will help you direct your cleaning efforts. So if you know what worked, you're like, okay, I'm going to do more of that. I'm going to double down on that. What didn't work, we talked about earlier. Why didn't it work? And if the why is because it just doesn't serve you anymore, get rid of it. And if you find that it is not because it doesn't serve you, you actually still need to do that, then improve it, right? Number two, I want you to tidy up your social media by unfollowing the people who constantly annoy you, who push your buttons, who say inappropriate things, who puts all your business out on the street that you really didn't want there. Think about who matters to you and unfollow those who don't. Okay. Number three, schedule your spring cleaning time into your calendar. Yes, spring cleaning your house, but also spring cleaning your life and your business. Choose a few days over the upcoming weeks to focus solely on tidying up your life. So we talked about 13 different things. We said take stock or inventory. Take stock, clean up your relationships, tidy up your habits, clear your mind, unplug, refresh your fitness routine, sort your diet, organize your workspace, rearrange your goals. We said sweep away the non essentials, dust off your finances, do a self-care makeover and recalibrate your boundaries. These are things that you can break into actual tasks, put them on your calendar, and say, this is what I'm going to do today. I am going to take 1 hour to set up my self care routine for the next 5 days. I'm going to set up a half an hour to unplug on Tuesday, or I'm going to put it as a recurring event on my calendar to unplug for at least 1 hour Monday through Friday. Or I'm going to designate 1 hour per month or 1 hour per week to dust off my finances and just take a look at my finances, what's come in and what's gone out. Consider that something that you can potentially do for my action step number 3, to schedule your spring cleaning on your calendar. You want to definitely make sure that you're looking at things that are going to help you to spring forward, as we've now gotten into our Eastern Standard Time. I think we're Eastern Standard because we now spring forward. Those are the suggestions, those are the top tips for spring cleaning your business and your life. Tips and tricks for a fresh start. I hope you've enjoyed this segment of Mom Live. I hope you've written down those tips, and make sure that you actually put in the comments your questions, concerns, or responses to what I've said on today, so that I know that you're watching the show and that you're getting some benefit from this weekly, going on 2 years of me showing up on this Mom Live show, me inviting guests, that we're actually making an impact and making a difference. That it really does help when, as I mentioned before, when you have people who are supporting you, those who are following you. I do know that sometimes we have people who just follow and they watch from the sidelines and not really engaging, but they're getting the information, and that's wonderful. I am not saying that it's not and that I don't appreciate that, but sometimes I like to be able to see the fruit of my labor. So if you're watching this live, go ahead and drop that in the comments that you are watching live, hashtag live, or if you're watching the replay, hashtag replay. Meanwhile, if you have any questions about starting a business, or you have a business but you need some to answer some questions on how to move forward, then drop a line at www.themompreneurhq.com/clarity-call. That is a free 20-minute conversation that we can have about your business goals and how I might be able to assist you in reaching those goals. And we do have the Digimompreneur Academy that is still live and kicking. If you would like to check it out, go ahead and do so. It is www.themompreneurhq.com/Digimom Academy. All right. So those are my 2 things that I wanted to highlight today. Please keep a watch out on your email, because I will be shooting out some emails about our product that I've told you about. I kind of whispered to you a couple of times. It is about to be live. And so I'm going to be looking for some people who want to be coaches and set up their business within the next 90 days without the tech overwhelm. We're going to be coming for you. So make sure you keep your eyes out on that. And thank you once again for showing up for the Mom Live show. We'll see you next week. And until next time.